Ladies and gents, it's time for one of these. Spicy story time. Am I overreacting? I found out my husband slept with his brother's wife.
Why?
I recently found out that before I met my husband, he slept with his brother's wife while they were married. They are still married. My husband dated his brother's wife for a short time before she met and fell in love with his brother. I also just found that out. After the brother got married to her, they ended up having issues in their marriage. While that was going on, she started to have an affair with my husband, who at the time was not my husband. We hadn't met yet. Not only that, but for months they would text each other claiming to be in love. She ended up stopping the affair and just stuck with her husband. Found this out because my husband for some reason had screenshots of their conversation and even a video saved in an old Google account. What was the video, brozo? My husband's brother has no clue about this. Oh, shit. His own brother? And he doesn't know? Like, I think you can accept on face value right now that loyalty means nothing. Wait, how long have you been together? Do we know? No, we don't know how long OP and hubby have been together. My husband's brother has no clue about this. I was so sick to my stomach after finding this out. I'm still sick over seeing how unloyal my husband was to his own brother. I confronted the sister-in-law because I thought she was my friend, and when I asked her years ago if she and my husband ever had anything going on in the past, she swore they never did. She swore that even before meeting his brother, they never had anything going on. Now that I know she lied, and not only lied, but when she was having issues with her husband, she ran to his brother and was having an affair with him and claimed at the time to be in love with him. All right, Elena. Vampire Diaries. I also confronted my husband on what I know and told him I want nothing to do with her in our life any longer because I don't trust that something wouldn't ever happen between them. That was the conversation. Only about her. Like he wasn't involved in any of this shit at all. We have children, so we can't just up and leave over this. If we didn't have kids together, I would have left ASAP. I'm giving you another round of red flags for that one. Am I overreacting by not wanting his sister-in-law to be part of our lives any longer? I don't trust her at all any longer. She was always super close with my husband and always kind of thought it was weird. She knew a lot of personal stuff that she said he shared with her. Things he never shared with me, and we're married with kids. I always found their relationship weird. I think actually, OP, you might be underreacting here. Why is all of the ire here directed at her? You only recently found out about this. We still don't know how long you've been together, do we? You only just found out, okay, you found screenshots and a freaking video. Your husband never told you any of this stuff either. So he hid it too. He is just as guilty and shitty as she is. Yet your actions and attitude here are that she's the only one to blame, except that if you didn't have kids, you would have left. Okay, time out. I think you could talk to any child of divorce. Well, no. Okay, I think you really need to consider the kind of example that you're setting for your kids. Because you're teaching them right now, if they are in a situation where they are unhappy or no longer trust somebody or have some major issues there, that if you have kids, you stay and not even really make it work, but you just stay and go through the motions. So what, happiness isn't an option for you anymore? Loyalty and true love, like they aren't options for you anymore. I think those are things that you have to consider, and you make the choice that you would hope your child would make someday if they were in the same position, right? So red flag at you for saying that the kids are the only reason that you're staying. If that's truly the case, I think you need to go through some individual therapy and do some soul searching in that to really try to find an answer there too. But she is not the only one who can't be trusted here. If he was willing to sleep with his brother's wife, keep that relationship hidden from you, even though it happened before you. I understand that, but still keep the context of their now relationship hidden from you. And so did she. What else is he willing to do? Who could he be loyal to? Teaching your kids to accept misery. Exactly. She said that she would leave immediately if they didn't have kids. So do you take that to mean that she still plans on leaving him? Just not like up and gone? I don't know, but I think that it's an underreaction. Yes, like saying that you don't trust them to interact, but also here, like saying that you want to silo your family from her is saying that there's still the possibility that those two could have some kind of interaction, which alludes to that you're still going to be with him, right? And I'm saying that she's not the only one you have to worry about. You have to worry about him with anybody, right? I think there's got to be a lot of conversations there. So most of the people that I talked to whose parents stayed married and shouldn't have wish their parents would have divorced. because it just creates a toxic environment, and then they're lacking a good relationship role model later on in life. The common denominator is your husband, girl. Real Broad says, this is true. This is true. Who was willing to hurt his own brother with unimaginable pain that he still doesn't know about. You know, there are a lot of children of divorce who have two separate, healthy, happier homes and have a better model to work with there. The betrayal on his brother is the worst part. It's all bad. Is she going to tell the brother? Brenda, that's a good question. I would hope so. Someone needs to let him know, because if your own brother was willing to do that to you, you need to know. Underreaction. That's my verdict here. It's an underreaction. And that was the question. Am I overreacting? Found out my husband slept with his brother's wife. No, not just no. Hard no. Underreaction. Need to look closer at your hubby's side of that. And he probably needs to talk to somebody too, if he's willing to find out why he would be so willing to hurt his own brother like that. Blech.